your life is your own life. Go with your own pace. Because
Yeah.
that's what I did. I used to compare my life with somebody else's life, and that gave me so much depression because I was wondering why people are getting this and I'm not getting that. You know?
Yeah.
So you need to stop doing that, because when you do that, you put more depression on yourself. You see yourself as a failure, not somebody who can do things.
Yeah.
You know? Because what I can do is not what you can do. What you can do is not what I can do.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can. You know, that will help you see things at a different perspective, that you can be able to accomplish one thing.
Yo, Abe.
Yeah.
Welcome, man.
Thank you.
Before I talk to you, before anything, I'm just going to tell the people what this podcast is about, and then we're going to get into it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Everything Young and More, the podcast where we are bridging the gap between the older generation, the young, and the younger, the upcoming ones, yeah? We're just going like this, you feel me? But yeah, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Today I have my friend that I've known for about, we'll figure it out in a little bit, and we're going to be talking about some issues that us young people face, and specifically something that he has faced and battled with. And from the looks of it, as I'm looking at him right now, I think he's overcame that issue. But it's a serious one that a lot of us face, and we're going to just get into it. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Let's get to it. Abe, how are you, bro?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, who you are, and whatnot, man. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Oh, thank you for the opening. My name is Ibrahim, but most people call me Abe. I prefer Abe. I'm from Kenya, Nairobi. That's where I was born. Where I'm from, there's some issues that I went through when I was a child until adulthood, until where I am right now, which brought me to this seat where I am. Some are good and some are bad.
We're going to be talking about all of it, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you said you came here in 2016?
Yeah, 2016. I came here 2016 when I was young.
Oh, okay, you came just yourself, or?
No, really. We flew here with my twin brother and my dad. We won a green card.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, congratulations, man.
Oh.
How has the States been so far?
Well, the season has been hot during the summer, let me tell you, but it's just been great so far.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to dive into your story. I guess I got to give him a heads up. I knew you when you were good. When you came here, dude, you were pretty buff, bro. Like, you were working out. I think you used to go to the gym, yeah?
Yeah, I used to like working out so much. It used to be like my hobby.
Yeah.
Until so many things happened through the course of my life, changed my decisions and my actions.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I remember, like, you used to give us, you used to scare us, man. Like, you would just walk in, chest up. I would just walk like this. I'm like, bro, I want to be like that guy, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was okay those days.
Okay, and then you say a lot of stuff happened. I guess that's what changed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're gonna dive into those things.
Mm-hmm.
You mind telling us your story? Especially, I may know some stuff from your story, but there's a lot of people that don't know. So if you can bring us up to, because I believe we can now address what it is that we're talking about on this podcast. You dealt with the depression, yeah? Like, there was a phase you were depressed. And, dude, your story is so interesting because, like, you're one person that I would have never thought would ever be depressed. You know what I mean? Because you were always, like, you were working out. And then at some point, like, you were working, like, you were always busy. You had a car. You were pimping that car. It had lights. Like, you would open the door and it's like, it almost says your name there, Abraham walking out. You know, you had, like, tents. You had a curtain in your car. And it's like, you from the looks of it, like, I was like, hey, Abe is doing great. You know what I mean? But it's unfortunate that, like, later on is when you came to find out, like, oh, it wasn't all that. And I think a lot of us go through that, where you think somebody else's life is good. And then you're like, oh, something happens. You're like, oh, man, I did not know that, you know? And I think we're going to be talking about all those things. So let's just start on your story. Tell us about how it started, how you even got to be depressed or be in depression, and how you're doing right now. But we'll start with, like, how you started.
Okay, Thank you. I grew up in Kenya, as I said. In my family, there's something called schizophrenic. It's a condition that people are born with. It can be genetic most of the time. Schizophrenic.
Yeah.
and it can be triggered by smoking, stress, or even doing drugs.
Yeah.
So my mom was schizophrenic. He used to see things and hear stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those are one of the conditions of schizophrenic. Can hear things that are not there, experience things, or see things that are not there, like magic, I say.
Yeah.
So he used to abuse us. He used to beat us all the time. He used to come from home. She used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom. She used to come back from work,
Mm-hmm.
and her mind could tell that we sell stuff at home. He will beat us, abuse us. He will even choke us.
Wow.
She was very abusive.
Yeah.
It was so bad that we used to run away from home with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
We would like take bus fare and just dip at night.
Yeah.
It became so bad that we had to go to court with my dad, and my dad was given custody
Mm-hmm.
by the court in Kenya.
Right.
And luckily, we won green card to come here to United States.
Mm-hmm.
That helped us a lot. At 16 years of age, we flew here with my twin brother and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
We went through Dubai, and then from Dubai to Texas.
Yeah.
And then from Texas to California.
Yeah.
And late, I didn't know that because schizophrenic, it's a genetic condition.
Mm-hmm.
It runs down the family. Your kids, if you have one of your kids might get it.
Oh, the chances of that.
Yeah, and I didn't know that I'll be the kid with schizophrenic.
Yeah.
So through the stress that I grew up with from my mom abusing us and stuff, that also brought how can I put this? That also affected my future. When I came to United States, I started seeing people living their own life, experiencing good things, and I was not experiencing them. I became depressed also because I was wondering why their life are moving so much forward than me.
And when you say people experiencing things that you aren't experiencing, are these people like your age mates or?
Yeah, they're my age mate. I used to
okay.
have friends. They'll have good cars, good houses, good things, like they'll eat well.
Yeah.
And here we are living with a single parent, my dad, because my mom, she was back in Africa. We didn't flee with her.
Yeah.
She refused to come with us.
Yeah.
So it was my dad and my twin brother here in America.
Yeah.
It was a struggle. And people, one of my friends, they'll go to trips because they have a family who could buy them tickets.
Yeah.
But because my dad was a single parent, I would sacrifice for that, and I would understand. But that made me feel bad because I was left out as a young man.
Oh, so wait, you say one of your friends would go? They would go with your brother, or go?
No,
they would just.
They'll have, like, for example, we'll have like a camp which costs money.
Oh, okay.
And they will because they have parents who can provide that money.
Okay. Yeah, and your parents couldn't.
Yeah, my parents couldn't because he was a single dad, and he was working only one job, minimum payment.
Yeah.
But I could understand, but that made me so depressed because I could not enjoy what people are enjoying. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that got me thinking, like, why me? I grew up with an abusive home, and why am I experiencing this? Why am I seeing people enjoying life and I'm not enjoying life?
Yeah.
I'll compare my life to other people a lot, like what most people do.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why. That got me depressed so much, and I started using drugs and smoking. Once I get my paycheck after work, I'll use almost like a that percent of my paycheck to buy drugs. Like,
wow.
I'll use weed a lot. I'll smoke weed almost every second, like a lot. I'll skip meals just to buy.
Wow.
To buy.
So it was like that bad.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Wow.
It was very bad.
And then, so would you say, like, so you came here and then you went to high school here?
Yeah.
So when did that start? Was that like during your high school years or after you graduated and then you started working?
During my high school year. You mean using drugs? Or?
Yeah, and then even that led to like depression. Was it like?
I was depressed, but it wasn't that much because I was trying to learn the ways of America.
Right.
I was from Africa. But I was still getting depressed because I didn't have the proper guidance of a child when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't have those both parents. I only have my dad who used to work a lot. He was not home all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like how if you have two parents, one might be at work, one might be at home.
Right.
But my dad was always working, so it was me and my brother.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking, like, why is our life like that?
Yeah.
And I started using drugs because of that. And I jumped into a relationship which was not good. We used to fight a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like real fight. I never even celebrated. It was 4 years relationship. We never even celebrated our anniversary.
Because you guys are always arguing.
Yeah, always arguing. Like today could be anniversary, and she would start a fight with me, and we never did to celebrate.
And do you feel like you put up with that stuff, and for 4 years, because of like what you were going through? And
yeah, I think I think I was so afraid that I would never find somebody else, because when you grow up with that kind of lifestyle,
yeah,
you're only alone, and once you find that person, you want to stick to that person.
So you're willing to put up with whatever because you don't want to lose that person.
Yeah, I was willing to put up with whatever because I didn't want to lose that person. And also, what else am I losing? Like I've experienced a lot. So if I lose her, that was the only thing that I was saying. That was the only
that was
thing,
keeping you sane, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And then so, with like, what type of drugs were you taking?
I was using marijuana and alcohol.
Okay, so with the marijuana, was that during your relationship too, or is that like after your relationship
Also,
and like everything?
It was during my relationship. It was so bad that I was taking marijuana to just help calm down my nerves.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is that, and how did you even know like that marijuana would help you? Like
so what happened is at work there was this guy who actually, this is how I got introduced to marijuana. There was a friend of mine at work. He bought marijuana at work. He was like, try this out. This can help you, to relax your mind, because he could see how I'm experiencing, but I could see how I'm doing things. I'm not stable. He told me, because he used to use marijuana a lot. He told me, try this out and let me know how you like it. So I puffed once at work, and I was like, yeah, because it got me high.
This is it.
Yes. And then after that, I asked him for more, and he showed me where to get them. And that's how I started to smoke.
Wow. Okay. Dude, that's so crazy. That's crazy how like that came to be. But then how did you end up even being depressed? Because I know when I would see you, because we used to hang out, but when I would see you, like I would always see like you're fine. Like I didn't even know you smoked, first of all. Let's just start there. Until this year, 2022, the beginning, where I had just came back from Kenya. And then I came, and then I heard that your dad was back, because your dad had retired and gone back to Kenya. And then I came back, and then I heard that Abe was had lost his mind. That's what was said. Abe had lost his mind. He was smoking weed, and it just backfired on him. And I was like, Abe smokes weed? How? Like, you know what I mean? I was pretty shocked. But how did you even get to even becoming depressed? Like, how did it get so bad to where you just started smoking weed to calm down your nerves, to where it made you like, and you can tell us the story, because I know you even stopped going to work and whatnot. So you mind sharing that?
Yeah. So because I was being paid low money, and also my family was not that great, I started wondering why is my life like this?
Yeah.
So I was looking for something that could change how I feel. I hated how I felt. I always felt like low all the time.
Yeah.
So weed makes you feel it's different, but different strain makes you feel different.
Yeah.
So smoking weed gave me like an elevation of spirit a little bit. That's how I started smoking weed. Life wasn't that great for me. Life was gray on my way. At work, I used to work so many hours, smoke, going home to sleep, the same cycle every day. Until I became to a point where, because I was schizophrenic, smoking weed affected my health. Because I'm schizophrenic, it made me start seeing things like magic. I started experiencing things that are not true, illusion.
And before you started smoking weed, did you know that you were schizophrenic?
No.
You knew you were prone, but you didn't know you were schizophrenic.
So because my mom was schizophrenic, I knew one of us might between my brother and I.
But you didn't know it was.
I did not know it was me until I went to the hospital.
Yeah.
So I started seeing magic. Like I could experience flashes of light. I could feel like people are chasing me every time I drive.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear voices, like sounds that are not there. I could hear sounds on the walls that people are not hearing, but I could hear them myself.
Mm-hmm.
So things that are not real there, I could see them.
Yeah.
So that got me scared because why am I in this world where nobody else is experiencing that?
Yeah.
You know, but I was smoking too, and I didn't know I was schizophrenic. So I went to the hospital. At first, I didn't understand what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was either I was dead or something that's not right is happening.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I was very sick. So my dad came from Kenya. I called my dad to come and help me to figure out what was going on. He came from Kenya. He was
retirement, right?
Yeah, he was retired.
Mm-hmm.
So he came back from Kenya to figure out why I called him and why I keep bugging him, because I kept bugging him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So he flew here. He came and saw my status of living. I was so like I was not eating. I was so thin.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was very thin. I was not taking a shower. I was basically like homeless. My house looked like
yeah, bro. I saw that the house there was stuff everywhere. It's like you just came and ate and left things there.
Yeah, my house was like a trap house.
You know, and dude, and it's a testimony. We'll get to it. Like now, even looking at your hair, you've shaved, man. You look good, like, cause your hair was like, you had like blankets, like it was like you had other stuff on, like a hair growing on hair and stuff like that.
My hair was very shaggy. I looked like someone from the street.
Yeah,
you know, because of smoking weed and experiencing depression and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
He came over and helped me clean up some stuff, and he gave me an idea to go to the hospital to go get checked, because I could explain to him what I'm experiencing. He could not experience what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
but he could understand that I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So I went to psychiatric hospital for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They forced medication on me because I did not want to take medication.
Yeah.
For some reason, my mind could not allow me to take medication. But now I'm okay. I've been taking medication for 3 months now.
Yeah, because I remember when we went to the hospital, even before we went to the hospital to take you, like, you were very scared about going because you didn't want to deal with the side effects of the medicines?
I didn't like the side effects because the medicine makes you fat and also it makes your bone thin.
Yeah.
You can break easily when you fall.
Yeah. And you obviously thought, like, why would I want to get something that sounds worse than what I already have going on? Right?
Yeah. So I refused to take medication for 1 year. They tried, my dad in the hospital, they tried to force me to take medication for 1 year, and I refused until they were forced by a judge. They signed a risk, and the judge wanted to give me medication by force. Yeah, so I decided to take medication.
Wow. Can you talk about some of the things that you were experiencing when you were depressed? Like how I know you said you were not eating, you were not showering. Did you know did you feel like anything was wrong at the time, like in that type of mindset? I
felt like I was in a jungle. Like I knew things were not okay because I could feel I don't feel good. Like I don't feel the way I used to feel, but I could not know how to change it. You know, I tried everything I could. I even tried smoke, because when you smoke weed, it changes how you feel. That's what I was trying. That's the only thing that I was chasing, and I didn't know how to change my environment. Cause you can take medication, but if you're in the same environment, you're not gonna change anything.
Yeah. And when you say environment, like, what was wrong with your environment?
So what happened is, at first, because I went through so much hardship when I was young, I had those depression when I was young. I didn't get through it. I carried that through my future also. And also having issues with my buddies and my brother who are not getting along a lot.
Yeah.
Having the wrong relationship, we used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
All that combined together and smoking weed gave me depression.
Yeah.
And I also had so many tickets all the time. I used to get speeding tickets a lot. I don't know why, but I used to get a lot of speeding tickets. So I started fearing cops.
Yeah.
And I thought they were after me for some time.
Yeah.
Because you have so many tickets, you think somebody's chasing you. And I was schizophrenic. So that worsened my condition.
Yeah, it made it worse. Wow, man. That's so crazy. Is there anything else that you would like to share on that part that I haven't asked or we don't know?
Be specific.
I mean, so I know you carried things before, like when you came from Kenya to here, and then, but when you got here, like how was your relationship with your dad? Like was it? Because I know sometimes like you said your dad was working most of the time, and with most families, like you said, the mom might be at work and then the dad is home, but there's that switch, right? But then for you, your dad was at work. How was that relationship? Like, were you guys staying in contact? Were you able to communicate, like, what was going on with you? How you felt about, hey, I feel like other people's lives are going on well, but mine is not. Like, did you have that?
So, being a single parent makes a child grow up quickly, makes a child mature quickly than normal. That made me be able to learn how to cook quickly, to learn how to dress myself, to take care of myself at an early stage. And the communication was not that great because I could not see my dad all the time. He was at work 24/7.
Yeah.
But I could understand why, because he had to provide for us, because he was the only parent. But that also made us not really have that connection. Like, there's some things I cannot talk to my dad that somebody else dad would talk to their child, because you have to have that communication to have
from like a young age.
From a young age, so that you can open up that conversation to talk about. There's some things I cannot talk to my dad because we didn't have that connection since a young age.
Wow, dude, that's I don't even know what to say. Like for me, I think it's different because like I've seen your journey. I've seen where you came from. Like I've seen like when you came here, and then when you went through the whole depression. Like I experienced that, and then even seeing you be able to talk about it like openly, dude, is powerful. What would you say to somebody who can like already knows that they're like that they're in that situation, they're depressed, they feel like their life is not moving the way it should be, their friends' lives looks like it's going better than theirs, like knowing what you know, knowing what you've been through, like what would you say to somebody like that that's in that situation?
I would say, number one, I would say drugs really doesn't help with depression and anxiety. If you start using drugs when you're depressed or when you're uncomfortable, it makes things worse. It just changes how you feel for some time, but you haven't really changed the source of your anxiety or the source of your uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You have to really change how you see things in your perspective. For me, I used to feel like I'll never get things done. I'll never see myself as how people live their own life. I'll never see myself at the top. I used to feel like I'll never get paid better.
Yeah.
And at some point, I felt like I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
me thinking like that didn't give me a gateway to succeed. I had to change how I feel. I had to take medications. What I would tell people is that don't focus your life on how people are living their own life.
Don't compare yourself.
Don't compare yourself with somebody else. When you do that, you're putting hardship on yourself. Your life is your own life. Go with your own pace. Because that's what I did. I used to compare my life with somebody else's life, and that gave me so much depression because I was wondering why people are getting this and I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
So you need to stop doing that, because when you do that, you put more depression on yourself. You see yourself as a failure, not somebody who can do things.
Yeah.
Because what I can do is not what you can do. What you can do is not what I can do.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can. That will help you see things at a different perspective, that you can be able to accomplish one thing.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. That's because for example, like I know you were very hands-on. Like you're a very hands-on guy. You're very into mechanics and stuff like that. Like your journey might be different. Like maybe that's the route you're supposed to be going, and then maybe you're looking at somebody else that's, for example, I'm a photographer. You know what I mean? And then like maybe I'm traveling or I'm flying. You know, and you're like, I want to be like that guy. You know, I want to be doing all those things, but you don't know that somebody is paying for my flights to go to these places to do shoots. True. But you're comparing yourself. Like you want to be like, I want to be able to do what he's doing. But it's like for you, all you're supposed to be doing is like maybe focusing on school, and then with time, like you'll be able to make the whatever you're supposed to. You'll be able to do, take the steps that you're supposed to take, and fly at your own pace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Abe, man, I'm amazed that you shared your story. Like you came here to share your story. For me, I feel inspired, and I feel like you've talked to people who need what you had to say the most. Is there anything else you would like to add that we haven't talked about? Or
I'll say also, look for people who are doing better than you. You know, think positive. Read books and also watch like podcasts or watch things on like YouTube. People who talked about positivity, that can help you see things in a different perspective. See things on how they are seeing life.
Yeah.
But if you keep thinking of negativity, that's all you have. Whatever you put in your mind, that's what you're going to get. You're not gonna give me water and I give you juice. If you give me water, you're going to get water.
Yeah.
So whatever you put in your brain is what you're going to get.
Yeah. So surround yourself with people who are doing better, and definitely put more stuff that's helpful. Bring in more stuff that's helpful to you than like taking stuff that's not, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Feel like that one I need to apply it to. You know what I mean? Like reading books and whatever I can. Well, Abe, like I said, man, I'm inspired by your story, bro. And I know many people are gonna be inspired by your story. And I like that you went from a very dark place to a place where you're at now. Where I mean, you look healthy from the looks of it. You're dressed up very well. You know what I'm saying? Your chest is coming back. Your muscles are coming back because, yeah, man, when I saw you, bro, you were so skinny. Your hair, like I said, was like everywhere. You were not showering and all that stuff. But yeah, thankfully, like you were able to go through the whole journey and to be able to be here. And maybe one day, you know, you can even be somebody who's like mentoring people who have gone through tough times, because even what you went through at a very young age, like that's very tough because you had no control over that. And even acknowledging those things that happened to you, and now even after going through depression and overcoming and knowing like anything is possible, to where you can tell somebody that they should be mindful of what they put in, because that's what they're gonna get. You know what I mean? That's very true. The people that you surround yourself, because you can have stuff that happen to you that you had no control. You can have things that still happen to you that you don't have any control, but whatever you can control, you know, if it's your thinking, you know what I mean? Like you should definitely go after that. You should try to, if it's reading books, listening to podcasts, listening to people who have gone through what you've gone through and getting something from them, then you should be able to do that rather than living like, you know, with a victim mentality. And I feel like that's what you've been able to achieve. Now I would say that you're more of a survivor. You know what I mean? Am I lying?
Yeah, I'm more of a survivor.
Yeah, you're more of like somebody who went through something and you didn't let that thing that you went through define you, right?
Yeah, that's true. I changed my course of lifestyle.
Yeah. And I'm guessing you're not hanging out with the same people you were hanging out with, or in the same environment.
The group has changed.
Yeah. Dude,
but my smoking buddy are no longer available with me.
Yeah, and you're gonna experience that. Like you're gonna grow, and you know, because they're probably gonna be like want to hang out with you and only to smoke, and you're like, man, I can't deal with that lifestyle, because you know the price that you had to pay for that lifestyle, right? Yeah. Anyway, again, thank you, man. Thank you for doing this podcast. Thank you for taking your time, because I mean you had to share a lot of your personal experiences that some people maybe might not, but I hope that it's gonna change somebody's life. Do you want to say anything to that camera as we finish up, or you don't have to if you don't have anything?
Thank you for allowing me to give you this talk, and I hope this will help somebody else's future. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys have been inspired with Abe's story. I think this one, it was a very short podcast, but one that really went and attacked a lot of things that people go through and that you may not know, you know? And we should always be kind to people. We should always be kind to people, because we don't know what people are going through. And we should never judge people, because you might have seen Abe smoking and doing these things, and you're like, oh, he changed, he's rebellious and stuff like that. But there's so many stuff that he was dealing with in his life that even me, when I found out, like, I was shocked because I would have never known. But if I heard he was smoking, I'd be like, oh, he's lost. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that people put on you because of what you're going through. But again, hope you guys enjoyed that, and that you should never let your low moments define you or make your story, because like we've seen with Abe's story, he's been able to overcome all those things and put the past behind him. Again, make sure you share this video, like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.
Mm-hmm.